Welcome back to the Streetfighter build. Off camera, I've taken another about 1.25 inch, 1.5 off the exhaust to bring it back, so when the swing arm moves, the number plate's not going to interfere with the exhaust, and the exhaust isn't going to interfere with the number plate. But the rivet gun broke, and I bought another one off of eBay. Well, I bought two actually. One's arrived, and that doesn't contain the little collets that actually grab hold of the rivet to pull it. So that's just a bit of scrap metal. That's got to go back, and I'm waiting for the other one to arrive. So I can't get on with that at the moment. But I've got a good about 1/2 inch there of movement. So when that comes up, it should miss. I am just a bit concerned that when I sit on the bike, that the exhaust will come down that low that it's actually burning the number plate. But I've just got to get through the MOT to start with, so I'll worry about that then. So instead of getting on with that, I'm going to put the newly painted subframe back on, which is there. I haven't sanded it or polished it or anything yet. I think I'll get it back on the bike and do it on the bike. That way it's held in position. I don't stand any chance of dropping it or knocking it. So frame's on. Swapping out the top bolts for button head Allen bolts, just to give it a better flush finish. Just got to sort out some washers for it. And then screw them on and then get the electrics in. And there'll be no nut locker going on. I've got nylock nuts to go on the inside to hold that in securely, and the bottom one will just be pinched up nicely, and that'll do actually. I think that'll do. Just stuck the new size M5 bolt through the battery tray and through obviously the steel battery tray underneath it. Just going to mark it off as to how long I need it, and then cut 4 bolts that size, make sure the nuts work, and then fit the battery tray. .30mm should do it. So I had a bit of a remeasure on that, because when I went to 30mm on here, there was far too much left just for the battery tray and the sheet metal that I've used to go underneath it. So I had another look and found that I'd left the earth lead for the battery underneath the battery tray, which had boosted it up by 10mm. Ooh. So lucky I checked. Measure twice, cat once, and all that malarkey. Just putting a couple of nuts on here, so once I have cut it, I can wind them off, which will straighten up the thread that's left. So if you get a slight burring on the end, the nuts winding off will straighten that up. Well, that's how I do it anyway. And as you can see, I'm like a professional. As you can see, or can you? There's a massive burr up on that edge there. Oh, just keep dropping it. Just keep dropping it. Nearly Christmas. Nearly Christmas. And then it'll be nearly next year. And then I'll have a bigger shed. And I'll have a lot more floor space to throw this stuff onto. So, I want a pair of pliers to hold that. And then just get the grinder just to take that off. Bit like that, and then being careful because that's still going to be hot. I'll behave. It's too fiddly for my fat fingers. Allen key, there it is. Alright, just wind that out. And that last thread, it'll just, the nut will just cut whatever slight burrs left, and then it'll be gorgeous. Just run it backwards and forwards before I take it right out, and there you go, a little bolt which will, made that sound easy, just screw nicely back in there. Right, I've already got one on the bike which was, I cut slightly too long, so that's a little bolt and then a nylock nut, Allen key, 8mm spanner, continually drop stuff on the floor. Well, we have a floor to catch our stuff. Alright, stick the bolt through, nut it up, nut it. Okay, so that was pretty much spot on. It's just over the length of the nut, which means that the nylock's got hold of the thread, so that's pinched on there. Nice, two more to do, and then trim that one off. Trim that first one off, it's just a little bit too long, probably by about a thread and a half. A thread and a half. So yeah, I'll get rid of those and then start plugging in the electrics. That's the 4 bolts. That one's still a little bit long, so it might get trimmed. The other 3, that one's a bit short, that one's a bit long, so I'll take the thread off of there and weld it onto there. Don't be stupid. But as I thought, it doesn't look too bad at all. So yeah, that's the battery tray in, bolted down, and just got to sort out the electrics, clip on the bits at the front there, the relays and the tip over sensor. Then it's just bits like that is the glue off the masking tape, but that does feel nice. Might just want to polish, might just go over it with a polishing compound first and then polish it and see how that comes out, because this, the black is like glass, it's beautiful, apart from this one section. Pan you back a bit. Apart from this one section down here, no, yeah, the other side, that sort of area on the other side, which again is so minute, that probably polishing compound will take it out. But initially I want to get these electrics set up, because I'm not going to polish the inside. It's no point polishing the inside. It's all done in tough black in the inside, not this gloss, so it should be a bit hardy. Okay, ECU is elasticated rubbered in is the technical term for it, obviously, says it in the Haynes manual. What was that? Atmospheric pressure sensor, I think. That's bolted on. Regulator rectifier is bolted down, and that's a good 5 to 10 mil off the floor, off the bed of the tray, so that's got all round air circulation for whatever air will come in. And the starter solenoid is all nearly bolted in. Well, it's bolted in, it's just not tightened up. The lock's in, which you can't see because of this shit's in the way. Lock's in, no. Lock's in. I had to bend the clip a lot more than it wanted to be bent to hold it in there, but that's in nice and secure. So I've just got to set up the lock and everything and bracket to go across here after I've tightened these bolts in to actually hold the subframe on. So that's the subframe actually bolted in. As I say, now I've got to get the bracket across here and cable up the seat release. That's better. I knew it wasn't sitting properly. Such an amateur. That wants to go that way. Do you know what? It's better crossed over. It's a bit tighter. We like it tight. Right, so that is definitely in now. Wires down there. So yes, seat bracket, seat release bracket. Cocked up there. Didn't need to bend that bracket anywhere near as much as I have, because this plate goes in behind it. What a dickhead. That's a bit better. Okay, so that's the tip over sensor and some other relay things. I know all the technical terms. Now I can put the seat lock in place. And it still works. It's amazing. Okay, that's everything in. Ignition's working. Just double check. No, the seat worked, didn't it? Got that in. That's it, good to go. Apart from the lights, obviously. But we've got ignition. So, all the dash lights up, which is a good thing. Heated grips light up, that's a good thing. So if I turn the stop to run, we should have a fuel pump arming. Beautiful. Right, I'll just have a look at this back end and see about sorting out the lights before I give it a test run. I don't want anything shorting out, but that's looking all good. One thing I forgot to do was the back light, because it has the number plate light there, and obviously, well, not so obviously, but I'm using it up that way, and my number plate's off the swing arm, so it doesn't actually need that light. So I'm gonna try Simon Eye's gloss black tough paint, which is what I've used on the under tray, which actually says it's okay for bodywork, wheels, engines, roof racks, scaffolding, pallets, barbecues and much more. Doesn't actually say plastic, but let's give it a go. Only £6 or £7 for a new light. I'll give that a few minutes to go tacky, and then I'll stick another thick layer on it, and hopefully the paint will be thick enough that the light won't emerge through it. Right, backlight, dim painted, left it overnight, seems good as good can be. So the only thing to do now is unwrap it, stick it on the bike, and see if stick it on the bike and see if the white light, number plate light here, actually shines through the black paint, or how badly it shines through the black paint. There you go. It's almost like it's a factory job. Who are you kidding? Right, get it on the bike. Okay, so that's a light in place. I'll just nip them up and cut the excess. No, I won't. I'll just nip them up. I was going to cut the excess off, but it's not interfering with anything, so I'll just leave it. So now the wiring. Okay, that's the electrics all plugged in. I've just done a quick tape and used some old cable tie band things that were in with the bike. Just want to cover these in a bit of tape just so there's no sharp edges. But yes, that's it all back together. The light's on, but nobody's home. So put the back light on. So yes, electric's done, lights on, and all working. I didn't actually check whether the number plate light was dumbed down, so let's just try that. Yeah, that's alright, you can't see that. You can from the top. It shows up here, but you got nothing on the back. Not that I can see. I'll stick my head in your way. No, you can't see it from the back. You can from the top for some reason. But that's good enough, because obviously the cowl will cover that. Let's try indicators. Oh, it's so pretty. And a brake light. Oh, and the brake light. Gorgeous. All working. Can't believe it. Yep. Yes, all done. Right, so as I say, I just want to tape up the back end of the bolts on the back light to cover any sharp edges, and then the cowl can go on. No, I'm going to do a bit of polishing on the frame and that, and give it a wax coating before the cover goes back on. But yes, nearly there, nearly time to play with the seat. So all I'm going to do is go around it with ultra cut compound, because there's no real rough areas in the paint. There's still bloody glue off the masking tape. Yeah, so there's no real rough areas that need proper sanding down. So as I say, I'm going to use Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Professional Ultra Cut Compound and go over the whole thing. I've already done this panel in here and turtle waxed it so I could put my indicators in, but yeah, I'll go around and do the rest of it, and then give it a Meguiar's Ultra Finishing Polish, and then I'll stick some original hard shell shine car wax, turtle wax, over the top of it all, and then see how long that lasts. But yes, cloths at the ready. Gorgeous. Well, that has come up a lovely treat, that has. It's a shame we're just coming into winter, because it'd be nice to get it MOT'd and rag it up and down the road. But yes, that's come up beautifully. I won't bore you with doing the other side. Probably bored you with doing this side, but well done for staying there and watching through it. I bet you're glad I speeded it all up. Yeah, I'll polish up the other side and then polish up the cowl and get the cowl put on and fitted. But yeah, I think that'll do today. Got it all fitted up, all working and all the rest of it. I'll give you a quick snippet of when I've finished with the cowl and everything and it's all back together, and I'll give you a quick show round. But yeah, I'll carry on polishing. You go make yourself a cup of tea. Gorgeous. I do hope it stays like that for a few years. Very nice. I'm glad I put the stickers underneath the clear coat as well. Because I don't want them to peel off. But yes, they could have been a little bit bigger, but they're on there now. And I like their stealthy smallness. Right, anyway, take my stealthy smallness and stick it on my bike. Gorgeous. Well, there you go. That's the subframe and cowl all completed. Is it completed? Oh, well, it needs a seat, obviously, but there's always something niggles in your head that something needs doing somewhere. But the electric's all connected. It's all ready to rock and roll. It's quite gorgeous. I made that. I made all that in my little tiny shed with my little tiny head, with my pea brain and my inadequate tools and my complete lack of skills. Excellent. But yes, I did that. Subframe and cowl, all by me. As I say, it all works. It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. That's very bright in my face. There you go. As I said, all done by me. God, it's surprising what us old fat blokes can get up to. I suppose the real test is when my arse is on there and I'm bouncing down the road at legalish speed limits. It did terrify me on my GSXR the first time I went out after building the subframe for it. Because it's only your fault when you're using your balls as brakes because the subframe's collapsed. But I think that'll be sturdy enough. I think there's enough layers of paint on it to hold it together, let alone the splodgy porridgey welding. But no, I'm chuffed with that. I'm that chuffed with that, I'm going to go in and have a few beers.